Alright guys, today we're going to install a airlift air suspension on my 2014 Jetta Sportwagen. Do a lot of towing. Even when you have extra passengers in it, the lovely hitch smashes you on the ground and just takes out your teeth. So just getting kind of sick of it. So this is like a really cheap alternative rather than towing springs, and you don't suffer the ride quality. So heard a lot of good things about this particular brand and the quality, so hoping it lasts and hoping I don't have any foreseeable issues. So we'll open this up, see what's inside. Looks like a whole lot of goodies here. We got hose, airbag for one side, airbag for another side, instructions, probably just like shock perches or something, and hardware. So I guess we'll just get at it and try and get this done tonight. First I'm going to start by jacking up the car and placing the jack stand onto the proper jack point. Usually you can find these locations in your manual for different vehicles. Ours is along the rocker panel for this particular model. And then we can go ahead and pull the wheel off. With the wheel off, you can support the lower control arm with the jack, and then you can remove the lower control arm bolt to release the lower control arm and the coil spring. With the bolt removed, you can go ahead and lower the jack and pull the coil spring out from the lower control arm. Depending what kind of car you have, you can probably get away with inserting the air lift suspension bag into the bottom of the coil, but for the Jetta Sportwagen we couldn't do that. We had to wedge it between the coils, and it took a lot of finagling to get it through. You just gotta stick with it, push it through, try and get both sides in, and then finagle it so that it re-expands. Once it's in, you can place the upper and lower rubber shims in, making sure you run the rubber air hose through one of the shims that goes to the bottom of the spring. Make sure your clip is on already, and you can slide it onto the airbag, slide the clip on, and that should tighten and hold it through. Once it's all together, you can go ahead and feed the line through the lower control arm. Then you can pop the whole assembly back into the lower control arm. Then you can jack up the lower control arm and slide your bolt in, and then remove the jack. Once this is done, you can get ready to torque the bolt. With my Volkswagen, the bolts are torque to yield, so I'm using brand new bolts from ID Parts. You'll need to tighten these down to 66 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees per the torque to yield specification. With everything mechanically in place, you can go ahead and run the airline hoses wherever you can get them out of the way, prevent them from getting crushed or chafed. For my particular application, I ran it up and through the control arm and then made sure I gave it a big loop. The big loop will give it plenty of suspension travel, so it won't chafe, snap, or break if it compresses too much or decompresses too much. Later on, I'd like to add maybe some rubber hosing to this line to help prevent any chafing against the suspension. Once that's done, you can move to the passenger side of the car. Here's a quick time-lapse footage of me doing such. depending on what kind of car you have, you can locate the air fill valve wherever you would like. For mine, I wanted it located inside so it could remain free of corrosion and other issues. I also wanted easy access. I have a 12-volt socket in the back. I leave my air compressor back there, so an easy fill point is ideally where it is. So I will disassemble the interior, locate the side panel where that 12-volt outlet is, and I will install the air fill line there. You're going to want to make sure you don't have any kinks or crushing in the hose, or else you will not be able to fill air or release air from the system. And that's basically it. It's a perfectly quick install for helping your vehicle tow and handle a little better. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below in the comments section. And I'll follow up with a video in the future to demonstrate how well the load leveling capability is.